Do you start your day with a cup of coffee? You're not alone. But what if I told you that some of the foods you eat with your coffee could be putting your health at serious risk? In today's video, we're revealing 10 common foods you should never mix with coffee. These combinations can interfere with digestion, block nutrient absorption, and in some cases even contribute to serious illness. Some of these foods might seem completely harmless or even good for you, but when paired with coffee, the results can be dangerous. One of them might already be on your breakfast plate. Keep watching to find out what they are and how to protect your health, starting with your next cup of coffee. This video is going to be incredibly informative and helpful. If you want to take control of your health like a pro, give it a like, and let's get started. Number 10. You should never drink coffee together with dried fruit, as this combination can lead to serious health issues, including elevated blood sugar levels, digestive complications, and severe gastrointestinal problems. At first, the pairing of coffee and dried fruit might seem harmless or even beneficial. After all, dried fruits are commonly seen as a healthy snack due to their high fiber and vitamin content. However, when combined with coffee, known for its strong stimulating effect on both the nervous system and the digestive tract, this mixture can be quite harmful. The issue lies in the natural sugars found in dried fruits. Coffee contains caffeine, which speeds up the body's metabolism. This acceleration can cause blood sugar levels to rise rapidly. As a result, the pancreas has to work much harder, which over time may contribute to the development of insulin resistance. Research conducted by the American Diabetes Association indicates that mixing foods high in sugar, such as dried fruits, with caffeine-containing beverages like coffee significantly increases the chances of hyperglycemia. In one particular study, scientists observed individuals who regularly consumed coffee alongside foods that contain fructose, including raisins, dried apricots, and dates. These participants experienced sudden increases in blood sugar levels, which were followed by fatigue, dizziness, and a higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Experts explain that caffeine can temporarily interfere with the body's ability to effectively use insulin. This makes such combinations especially risky for people who are predisposed to metabolic conditions like diabetes. One real-life example involves a woman named Sofia Martinez, a 38-year-old from Spain. Sofia worked in an office and often snacked on dried fruits while drinking strong coffee, thinking it would help her stay energized throughout the day. After several months, she began noticing ongoing fatigue, headaches, and unpredictable changes in her blood sugar levels. Eventually, she sought medical advice. Her doctor diagnosed her with a condition that placed her at high risk of developing diabetes. It turned out that the main cause of her problem was the frequent combination of dried fruits and coffee, which had severely affected her body's insulin regulation. To avoid similar problems, it is important to remember that coffee, being a strong stimulant, should not be consumed with foods that contain a lot of natural sugars, such as dried fruits. If you are looking for a healthier snack, it is better to choose nuts or fresh vegetables. These options contain less sugar and are less likely to cause sudden changes in glucose levels. For those who do not want to completely give up dried fruits, it is safer to eat them separately from coffee and to do so in moderation. This helps reduce the strain on the pancreas and lowers the chances of developing metabolic problems. Additionally, the American Diabetes Association advises limiting caffeine intake to no more than 2 cups of coffee per day. This recommendation is meant to reduce the risk of insulin resistance and protect the body from the effects of excessive sugar intake. Number 9. You should never drink coffee together with chocolate, as this combination can lead to serious health consequences, including a rapid heartbeat, increased blood pressure, and a higher risk of developing heart-related conditions. Coffee and chocolate are 2 of the most popular treats enjoyed by many people. At first glance, they may seem like a perfect match. However, consuming them at the same time can be much more harmful than it appears. Both coffee and chocolate contain significant amounts of caffeine. In addition, chocolate, especially dark chocolate, is rich in theobromine, a compound that is chemically similar to caffeine and provides additional stimulation to both the central nervous system and the heart. When these two substances are consumed together, the stimulation of the nervous and cardiovascular systems increases significantly, which can place excessive strain on the body. According to research conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, the combination of coffee with foods that are high in both caffeine and theobromine can result in a sharp rise in heart rate and blood pressure. In their study, researchers observed a group of individuals who regularly consumed coffee along with chocolate. They found that these individuals were more likely to experience episodes of a rapid heartbeat and elevated blood pressure. Many participants also reported experiencing anxiety, dizziness, and a tight sensation in the chest. Experts explain that the high stimulant content found in both coffee and chocolate can overstimulate the nervous system, which may lead to disruptions in heart and blood vessel function. One specific case involved a man named John Carpenter, a 45-year-old from the United Kingdom. John was a devoted coffee drinker and could not imagine starting his day without a cup of strong coffee and a bar of dark chocolate. He believed that this combination helped him stay alert throughout the day. However, after a few months of this routine, he began experiencing heart palpitations, frequent headaches, and sudden panic episodes. Medical professionals diagnosed him with an irregular heartbeat caused by excessive intake of caffeine and theobromine. As a result, John had to make major changes to his lifestyle to avoid further complications with his cardiovascular health. To avoid making the same mistake, it is important to limit the consumption of foods that contain caffeine. If you enjoy drinking coffee, it is best to avoid eating chocolate at the same time, or to replace it with foods that have lower caffeine content, such as fruits or nuts. For those who do not want to give up sweet treats entirely, white chocolate may be a safer option as it does not contain theobromine. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health also advises limiting coffee intake to no more than 1 or 2 cups per day, especially if other stimulant-rich foods are part of your diet. Making this simple change can significantly lower your risk of cardiovascular problems and help maintain a healthy heart in the long run. Number 8. You should never drink coffee together with spicy food, as this combination can lead to serious issues affecting the stomach and intestines, including the development of conditions such as gastritis and ulcers, and may also negatively impact the cardiovascular system. Although many people enjoy both spicy dishes and coffee, having them at the same time can create a dangerous situation for your body. Coffee is a strong stimulant that increases the secretion of gastric acid and irritates the lining of the stomach. When paired with spicy food, especially dishes containing capsaicin, the active compound found in chili peppers, these effects become even more intense, potentially causing harm to the stomach and intestinal walls. Furthermore, the combination of caffeine and capsaicin can lead to a sudden spike in blood pressure and a rapid heartbeat, which can be risky for individuals with existing heart conditions. A study conducted by the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health showed that combining foods that promote acid production in the stomach, such as coffee and spicy meals, greatly increases the likelihood of developing gastroesophageal reflux disease, ulcers, and inflammatory stomach conditions. In an experiment involving people who regularly consumed coffee with spicy food, researchers found that 70% of participants developed gastroesophageal reflux disease, and 45% experienced symptoms of gastritis within just 3 months. These findings suggest that caffeine-based beverages combined with spicy seasonings have a severely damaging effect on the stomach lining, often leading to inflammation, burning sensations, and abdominal discomfort. The real-life experience of Sarah Mason, a 38-year-old woman from Canada, highlights the dangers of this combination. Sarah had always been fond of spicy cuisine and often ordered Mexican food, usually finishing her meal with a cup of black coffee. She believed this habit helped her stay focused and energized during her busy workdays. However, after a few months, she began to suffer from frequent episodes of heartburn, stomach pain, and nausea. Doctors diagnosed her with gastritis and stomach ulcers, which were the result of excessive irritation to her stomach lining caused by her regular intake of spicy food and coffee. As a result, Sarah had to undergo long-term medical treatment and completely change her eating habits to prevent further health complications. To avoid similar issues, it is best not to drink coffee immediately after or during a spicy meal. If you enjoy spicy food, it is safer to drink something neutral like water or milk afterward. These beverages help reduce the harsh effects of capsaicin on the stomach. Milk, for instance, contains proteins that can help soothe irritation of the stomach lining. The Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health also recommends avoiding spicy foods during breakfast, as the body is more sensitive to stimulants early in the day. Additionally, it is advisable to limit caffeine intake to no more than 1 or 2 cups per day to minimize stress on both the stomach and the nervous system. Number 7. You should never drink coffee together with dairy products, especially cow's milk, as this combination can lead to digestive issues, worsen certain skin conditions, and contribute to the development of inflammatory disorders. Many people enjoy starting their day with a cup of coffee mixed with milk, believing it to be a comforting and energizing drink. However, combining coffee with dairy, particularly cow's milk, can have negative effects on your health. Caffeine in coffee stimulates the stomach and increases the production of gastric acid. Milk, which contains lactose, can complicate the digestive process, especially for individuals who have difficulty breaking down lactose due to low levels of the lactase enzyme. For those with lactose intolerance or reduced lactase activity, mixing milk with coffee places additional stress on the digestive system, potentially leading to bloating, diarrhea, and even inflammation of the intestines. A study by the National Institutes of Health revealed that 65% of adults worldwide have decreased lactase levels, making it harder for them to properly digest milk. When coffee is added to dairy products, it can further impair the digestion of lactose and disrupt the balance of gut bacteria. This imbalance may lead to inflammation in the digestive tract. The same study found that people who regularly consumed coffee with milk were 40% more likely to experience irritable bowel syndrome and other gastrointestinal conditions. A real-life case demonstrating the risks of this combination involves Elizabeth Wallace, a 29-year-old woman from the United Kingdom. Elizabeth was a devoted fan of lattes and drank several cups each day. After a few months, she began to suffer from severe abdominal bloating and persistent pain. Medical examinations revealed inflammation of the intestines, and doctors suspected lactose intolerance. It was determined that her frequent consumption of coffee with milk was the cause of her declining digestive health. To recover, Elizabeth had to eliminate dairy products from her diet entirely. To avoid making the same mistake, consider replacing cow's milk with plant-based alternatives such as almond or coconut milk. These options are free from lactose and are generally easier for the body to digest. Making this change can help prevent digestive discomfort and protect the health of your stomach and intestines. Additionally, it is helpful to pay attention to the strength of your coffee. Milder coffee tends to be less irritating to the stomach and pairs better with any added ingredients. The National Institutes of Health recommends that individuals with lactose intolerance or sensitive digestive systems either remove dairy products from their diets or significantly reduce their intake, especially when combined with coffee. This approach helps lower the risk of inflammation and supports better long-term digestive health. Number 6. You should never drink coffee together with fast food, as this combination can lead to serious health problems, including weight gain, cardiovascular conditions, and the development of type 2 diabetes. For many people, grabbing coffee with fast food has become a quick and convenient way to start the day or satisfy hunger during a busy schedule. However, this pairing can have harmful effects on the body. Coffee is a strong stimulant that boosts metabolism, but when consumed alongside fatty, high-calorie foods like burgers, fries, or chips, it contributes to a sharp rise in blood sugar and fat levels. Fast food is typically high in saturated fats and sugars, which slow down the absorption of caffeine and increase stress on the heart and blood vessels. Research from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health shows that frequent consumption of coffee combined with fast food significantly raises the risk of developing type 2 diabetes and other metabolic disorders. The study revealed that people who often paired coffee with high-calorie meals were more likely to experience weight gain and cardiovascular issues. Researchers also found that consuming excessive caffeine along with unhealthy food disrupts insulin regulation, potentially leading to insulin resistance and long-term blood sugar problems. A real-life example of the negative effects of this combination involves Daniel Smith, a 29-year-old man from Australia. Daniel worked in an office and made it a routine to order a burger and a cup of coffee for breakfast each morning. For months, he noticed no obvious symptoms. Then one day, he experienced a sudden decline in his health. After medical testing, doctors diagnosed him with a pre-diabetic condition. This came as a complete surprise to Daniel. It was later confirmed that his regular habit of consuming fast food with coffee was the primary factor behind his health decline. The excess calories combined with caffeine had caused blood sugar spikes and placed considerable stress on his pancreas. To avoid making the same mistake, it is essential to reconsider your dietary choices. Try replacing fast food with healthier alternatives such as fresh vegetables, protein-rich meals, and whole grain products, all of which help regulate blood sugar levels more effectively. If you choose to drink coffee, it's better to consume it separately from meals, especially those high in fat and sugar, to reduce negative effects on digestion and overall health. The American Diabetes Association recommends managing portion sizes and avoiding calorie-dense foods as a way to maintain a healthy lifestyle and reduce the risk of chronic conditions. By making smarter choices, you can support both your metabolic and cardiovascular well-being. Number 5. You should never drink coffee together with sweet yogurts, as this combination can lead to serious health problems such as weight gain, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular conditions. Although pairing coffee with a sweet yogurt may seem like a convenient and tasty breakfast option, this combination can have negative effects on your body. Sweet yogurts often contain high amounts of added sugar, which cause blood glucose levels to rise sharply. At the same time, the caffeine in coffee can also lead to spikes in both sugar and insulin levels. Together, these effects create ideal conditions for the development of insulin resistance, a key factor in many metabolic disorders. Research from the American Diabetes Association has shown that consuming high amounts of sugar along with coffee significantly increases the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Scientists found that this combination reduces the body's sensitivity to insulin, disrupting the way cells absorb glucose. Over time, this can contribute to serious metabolic issues and increase the likelihood of cardiovascular problems. A real-life case illustrating this risk involves Anna Brown, a 38-year-old woman from the United Kingdom. Anna believed that sweet yogurt with a cup of coffee was not only a delicious way to start the day, but also a healthy one. She frequently ate this combination for breakfast without realizing the potential health effects. Over time, Anna began to notice changes in her energy levels. She would feel a burst of energy after drinking coffee, followed by a sudden crash, which made her feel even hungrier. Eventually, she began gaining weight and experiencing frequent headaches. After undergoing a medical examination, she was diagnosed with a pre-diabetic condition. Her doctors explained that the main cause was her regular consumption of foods high in sugar, along with caffeine, which was placing her at high risk for developing type 2 diabetes. To avoid this mistake, it is better to replace sweetened yogurts with plain options that contain no added sugar, or to choose natural yogurts that offer probiotic benefits and support digestive health. If you want to enjoy coffee with a creamy texture, consider adding non-fat milk or plant-based alternatives such as almond milk. These options enhance flavor without contributing excess sugar to your diet. The American Heart Association also advises monitoring total sugar intake to maintain healthy blood glucose levels and reduce the risk of developing cardiovascular conditions. Making small adjustments to your breakfast routine can lead to better long-term health and help protect your body from serious chronic illnesses. Number 4. You should never drink coffee together with baked goods, as this combination can lead to serious health conditions, including weight gain, cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. While coffee and pastries may seem like a comforting and convenient way to start the day, this pairing can have harmful effects on your health. Most baked goods, such as muffins, croissants, or sweet rolls, are loaded with refined carbohydrates and added sugars. These ingredients cause blood glucose levels to rise rapidly. When combined with the caffeine in coffee, which triggers the release of adrenaline and further increases blood sugar levels, this can result in a sudden drop in energy and an increased feeling of hunger. often leading to overeating and cravings for more carbohydrates. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, high intake of added sugar and processed carbohydrates is strongly associated with the development of metabolic syndrome, which includes conditions like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. Research has shown that people who frequently consume sweets, along with coffee, are twice as likely to develop insulin resistance as those who avoid this combination. Additionally, this habit contributes to fat accumulation in the abdominal area, a known risk factor for cardiovascular disease. One real-life example is the story of Lisa Davis, a 42-year-old woman from Australia. Lisa believed that coffee with a baked treat was a tasty and efficient breakfast choice. She enjoyed eating a muffin each morning while drinking a cup of strong coffee. Over time, however, she began to experience ongoing fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and persistent hunger. After undergoing a medical checkup, Lisa was diagnosed with a pre-diabetic condition. Doctors explained that her regular consumption of baked goods alongside coffee had disrupted her metabolism and set the stage for more serious health issues. To avoid making the same mistake, it is better to replace baked goods with healthier alternatives. Instead of sugary muffins or pastries, choose whole grain bread or unsweetened nuts, which provide essential nutrients without causing rapid spikes in blood sugar. Coffee can also be paired with low-fat milk or enhanced with natural flavorings like cinnamon, which adds taste while helping to stabilize blood glucose levels. The American Heart Association recommends monitoring your total sugar intake as part of a healthy diet. Making thoughtful substitutions in your breakfast routine can help reduce your risk of developing metabolic conditions and support long-term cardiovascular and metabolic health. Number 3. You should never drink coffee together with fatty foods, as this combination can lead to serious health problems, including heart conditions, liver strain, and digestive disorders. Pairing coffee with fatty meals, such as bacon, sausages, or cheese-heavy dishes, might seem like a satisfying way to start the day, but it can have harmful effects on the body. Fatty foods slow down the digestive process, which increases the workload on the stomach and liver. At the same time, caffeine stimulates the production of stomach acid. When combined, these effects can lead to discomforts like heartburn and even contribute to the development of gastritis. Additionally, this combination may result in elevated cholesterol levels, a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease. Research from the American Heart Association has shown that consuming saturated fats along with coffee may increase the risk of atherosclerosis, a condition in which fatty deposits build up in the arteries. According to a study published in the journal Circulation, individuals who regularly drink coffee alongside high-fat foods tend to have higher levels of low-density lipoprotein, also known as bad cholesterol. This significantly raises the risk of developing heart disease over time. A real-world example of this health risk involves Stephen Johnson, a 37-year-old man from Canada. Stephen was in the habit of drinking coffee every morning while eating greasy bacon and cheese sandwiches. He believed this meal gave him the energy he needed to power through his busy days. However, after several months, he began to experience constant fatigue, chest discomfort, and digestive issues. Following a medical evaluation, Stephen was diagnosed with high blood pressure and elevated cholesterol levels. Doctors advised him to make immediate dietary changes to prevent more serious complications. To avoid these health issues, it is best to replace fatty foods with lighter, more nutritious alternatives. Instead of bacon or fatty sausages, consider lean meats, fish, or plant-based protein sources such as avocados, legumes, or nuts. Adding fiber-rich foods like oatmeal or fresh fruits to your breakfast can help regulate blood sugar and improve digestion. The American Diabetes Association recommends avoiding the combination of coffee with saturated fats and calorie-dense foods in order to support heart health and reduce the likelihood of developing chronic diseases. Making healthier choices in your morning routine can lead to better long-term well-being and improved metabolic function. Number 2, you should never drink coffee together with energy drinks, as this combination can lead to serious health conditions such as irregular heartbeat, elevated blood pressure, and in extreme cases, even a stroke. Both coffee and energy drinks are packed with caffeine and other stimulants. When consumed at the same time, they create a dangerous interaction that can place significant stress on the cardiovascular system. The nervous system can become overstimulated, increasing the likelihood of heart rhythm abnormalities. This effect is especially risky for people who are already predisposed to cardiovascular conditions. The combined stimulant load significantly raises blood pressure and forces the heart to work harder than normal. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, high caffeine intake is directly linked to an increased risk of heart-related problems. In one study, researchers found that consuming more than 400 milliliters of caffeine per day significantly raised the risk of arrhythmias. The study concluded that combining coffee with energy drinks causes a tandem effect, placing excessive stress on the heart and increasing the chance of severe outcomes, particularly in people over the age of 40. A clear example of the dangers of this combination is the case of Kevin Smith, a 28-year-old man from Australia. Kevin was a regular coffee drinker who often added energy drinks to his daily routine, believing it would help him stay alert during long workdays. Over time, without noticing the warning signs, he gradually increased his intake. Eventually, Kevin began to suffer from serious heart issues, including heart palpitations and ongoing headaches. He was rushed to the hospital, where doctors diagnosed him with high blood pressure and arrhythmia, both linked to his excessive consumption of caffeine from multiple sources. To avoid this dangerous mistake, it is recommended to replace energy drinks with safer alternatives. Options like pure water, herbal teas, or drinks made with coconut water can help maintain energy levels without putting your heart under additional stress. It is also important to monitor the total amount of caffeine in your daily diet and stay within safe limits. The American Heart Association strongly advises limiting caffeine consumption and being aware of how your body responds to stimulants. Doing so can help you avoid the serious consequences of overstimulation and keep your cardiovascular system functioning in a healthy and balanced way. Number 1, you should never drink coffee together with alcohol, as this combination can lead to serious health problems such as dependence on alcohol, liver damage, and heart-related conditions. Though both substances are commonly consumed, mixing coffee and alcohol is especially risky. Coffee is a stimulant that increases alertness, while alcohol is a depressant that slows down brain activity. When consumed together, caffeine can mask the effects of alcohol, leading people to underestimate how impaired they really are. This can result in drinking larger amounts of alcohol than intended and increases the risk of developing long-term dependence. The National Institutes of Health has reported that combining alcohol with caffeine significantly raises the risk of addiction and impairs liver function. In one study, researchers found that this combination can contribute to the development of liver diseases such as alcoholic hepatitis and cirrhosis. When caffeine is present, it becomes harder for the liver to process ethanol, placing added stress on the organ. Scientists concluded that individuals who regularly consume both substances together are at a much higher risk of developing severe health issues due to their body's reduced ability to manage toxic buildup. A real-life case that highlights this danger involves Anna Brown, a 32-year-old woman from Canada. Anna enjoyed nightlife and often followed alcoholic drinks with a cup of coffee to feel more awake and extend her evening. She believed this habit helped her stay in control, but over time, she began to experience liver-related symptoms. Eventually, she was diagnosed with early-stage cirrhosis. Her doctors determined that the repeated combination of alcohol and coffee was overworking her liver and contributing to her deteriorating condition. To avoid making this mistake, it is important to understand that coffee and alcohol are not a safe pairing. If you are planning to drink alcohol, it is best to wait until the event is over before consuming coffee. Instead, staying hydrated with water or non-alcoholic drinks can help protect your liver and reduce strain on your body. It is also wise to limit alcohol intake in general to prevent dependence and protect your health. The American Heart Association advises monitoring alcohol consumption and avoiding the combination of alcohol with stimulants like caffeine in order to support long-term wellness and keep your body functioning properly. Next, I recommend checking out these videos, and don't forget to leave your likes and comments. I'm looking forward to them.